Hi there, and welcome back to the podcast. My name is Riley, and you're listening to the 5-Minute Clip, where we talk about anything you want. This week, we are talking about video games and violence. Today, we are joined by
Noah,
Brian,
Spencer.
All right, so for the rest of this, we're basically just going to talk for about anything we want on this topic. So let's get the ball rolling here. On the topic of video games causing violence, I personally don't believe it's an actual issue within this community, and that this has been more of a scapegoat for the media to use instead of addressing actual issues such as mental illnesses or just ill preparedness on the government's part, I guess.
yeah, I agree with that. It definitely seems like it's a lazy, reason to just, I don't know. Definitely.
well, I mean, being gamers, we don't cause any issues with violence.
Yeah, I've played video games my entire life, and I might shoot people on a screen in a digital world, but that doesn't mean I want to do that in real life.
It's not even all games are about violence. One of my favorite games is Stardew Valley. I just spend my days sitting in a chair and farming and dating my partner. That's how I spend my time playing video games. That doesn't really make me think violent thoughts. It's a good way to mellow out after, a day of hell at school.
Yeah, sitting down, listen to a podcast or something, and then just playing Minecraft or anything that's, nothing has to, video games aren't inherently violent.
It could just be something mindless. Let's even take Slime Rancher in there.
Yeah,
Or it's another just mindless game of doing that. Or you could even argue Visceral Cleanup Detail, where that's a rather gory game, but
You're not the one causing that violence.
you're
so-
cleaning up the mess.
Exactly.
Of course, you have battle royales now, which all the little kids are into, which a lot of people say are just causing violence. However, if all these kids are inside all the time playing Fortnite, for example, with all their friends, how are they going to go out and cause violence if they're inside playing video games?
Yeah, it kind of takes up their time, so you could even get rid of the delinquency kind of part of childhood.
For example,
In a way.
I have mixed feelings about my brother. I'm pretty sure everyone has mixed feelings about their siblings. But instead of going out and doing drugs and killing people, quote unquote, he's inside playing Fortnite with his friends. He literally spends his entire day after doing homework, getting straight A's in school. He goes home and plays Fortnite with his friends.
I think we really do underestimate the social connectivity that video games provide a lot of us. All four of us grew up in the Midwest, and if you've ever been here, there's not a lot but cornfields. So
Corn and soy, corn and soy.
corn and soy, corn, beans.
Every once in a while you might see a cow.
Occasionally.
You're obliged to say cow in the car too.
It is true.
Exactly.
If it wasn't for video games, I wouldn't have been able to maintain my friendships as long as I have. It's really difficult when you're hundreds of miles apart following the school year to stay connected, but I'll happily hop in Discord and play some Minecraft with the guys, and that has honestly kept me sane over these past few years.
And we can even take it further than just the Midwest. It's a community that's grown all over the world, where take a look at a Keen server where that has some people that are in Europe in it.
Exactly, yeah.
It's interconnectivity all over the world anymore. But going back to the video games not necessarily causing violence, let's take a look at one that's a bit different, because you can choose to be violent, and that's Undertale. And I know some people are going to go groan over this one because the community's kind of cringy. It's very cringy. But it's a game where you can choose to be violent and realize that you're evil. You can choose to spare everybody and realize you actually ended up being the good guy and doing the right thing. Or you can be just neutral, kill some, save others.
Yeah.
There was a YouTuber actually gave a copy of that game to the Pope because it promotes the idea of making friends with your enemies rather than just outright slaying them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you would give that to the Pope of all people. He can't have physical possessions, so
Yep.
nice effort though. Give him a Steam key.
One thing, we went to an Eche speaker last year, and it was about video games and violence.
Yeah.
And he literally said, Video games do not cause violence. Adults and parents use this to scapegoat because they aren't raising their kids right.
That's true.
Yeah, and when whatever their hobby is, they're gonna immediately point to that as the problem, which is why video games. I mean, that's a very big pastime for a lot of people, and especially a lot of young people. So, if video games were so, if we were gonna mimic video games, like what's our first video game? Like Pac-Man, like that would have been one of the first things we played. We would all be in dark rooms, munching small dots. Like we would find a way to do that if they were truly that. Like it's just so stupid.
The media would find a way to twist us doing that into us promoting the opioid crisis or something.
Yeah, something crazy.
Yeah, kids these days out there eating ghosts. You got ghosts in your blood. Do cocaine about it.
Exactly. It's just ugh.
All right, and I hate to cut it short, but we are at our 5-minute limit. Thank you again for joining us on this segment. We'll be back after the break.
Stay safe.